Hey there, friends. I want you to imagine something with me for a moment. Picture yourself coming home after running errands. Maybe you just got back from the grocery store, arms full of bags. You kick off your shoes, distracted, and take a step towards the kitchen. Suddenly, your foot catches on a rug. Your balance wobbles, and before you know it, you're on the floor. It's quick, it's shocking, and for many of us over 70, it's a reality we've either faced or secretly worry about. Falling isn't just a senior thing, but as we age, the consequences get more serious. A stumble today could mean weeks of recovery, a loss of confidence, or even a move into assisted living. But here's the good news. Most falls aren't caused by dramatic accidents. They're linked to small, preventable risks hiding in plain sight. Risks that, once you know about them, you can fix with simple steps. Today, we're going to talk about the 5 most common yet overlooked causes of falls in people over 70, and exactly how to stop them before they happen. These aren't things you'd immediately think of, like icy sidewalks or broken stairs. No, these are sneaky hazards, hiding in your daily routine, your home, even your medicine cabinet. By the end of this video, you'll feel empowered to protect yourself and keep living independently longer. Sound good? Let's dive in. Let's start with the first risk: clutter and tripping hazards in your own home. Now, I know what you're thinking. My house is tidy. But hear me out. Clutter isn't always a mountain of boxes or old newspapers. It's the loose cord snaking across the hallway, the throw rug you've had for 20 years, or the stack of magazines by your favorite chair that you swear you'll organize someday. These things don't seem dangerous until they are. A few months ago, I spoke to a woman named Ruth, 74, who told me her worst fall happened in her own living room. She'd been rearranging furniture and left a lamp cord hanging in the middle of the floor. She didn't notice it in the dim light, tripped and broke her wrist. Ruth put it down to a silly mistake. But here's the truth. Those mistakes aren't silly, they're preventable. So what can you do? Start by doing a hazard walkthrough of your home. Walk through each room and ask yourself, are there loose rugs or mats near entryways or bathrooms? Are electrical cords stretched across pathways? Is there clutter, books, shoes, toys lying around? Are your floors slippery, especially in the kitchen or bathroom? If you answered yes to any of these, don't panic. Let's tackle them one by one. For rugs, either remove them entirely or secure them with double-sided tape or non-slip pads. For cords, use cord covers or route them along walls where they won't snag. And clutter? Set a daily 5-minute timer to tidy up high-traffic areas. Small changes add up. Now, here's a tip Ruth loved. Improve your lighting. As we age, our eyesight changes, and what once felt bright enough might now be creating shadows where hazards hide. Replace bulbs with higher wattage LEDs, install motion sensor lights in hallways and bathrooms, and keep a flashlight by your bed. Trust me, seeing clearly is half the battle. But there's another, less obvious risk hiding in your home: side effects from medications. This one shocks a lot of folks. Did you know that some of the pills you take for blood pressure, sleep, or even allergies can make you dizzy or groggy? It's true. For example, a friend of mine, George, started feeling lightheaded after starting a new blood pressure medication. He thought it was just getting old, until his pharmacist pointed out the drug's side effect: dizziness when standing up. Once George adjusted his dosage with his doctor's help, his balance improved instantly. Here's the thing. If you're taking multiple medications, what doctors call polypharmacy, you're at higher risk. The more pills you take, the more likely they'll interact or amplify side effects like fatigue, blurred vision, or unsteadiness. So, what's the solution? Schedule a medication review with your pharmacist or doctor. Bring every pill you take, prescription, over-the-counter, and supplements, and ask, is this medication still necessary? Could the dose be adjusted? Are there side effects that increase my fall risk? The script. Don't be shy. Your pharmacist is a goldmine of knowledge. And if you're worried about costs, ask about generic alternatives. Your health and safety is worth it. Let me share a quick story about Mary, 78, who took 8 medications daily. She'd fallen twice in 6 months, blaming her clumsy feet. After a review, Her doctor discovered 2 of her medications, when taken together, caused drowsiness. Reducing one and switching another helped her walk with confidence again. Mary says she wishes she'd asked questions sooner. So, if you're on multiple meds, don't wait. Take action now. Now let's shift gears to another surprising risk: weak muscles and poor balance. You might think, I'm not an athlete. I can't just start lifting weights. But hear me out. Strength and balance aren't just for gyms. They're skills you can build at home, safely, with tiny tweaks to your daily routine. Think about it. When was the last time you stood on one foot or walked heel to toe across the room like a tightrope walker? These exercises might sound silly, but they're gold standards for improving stability. The problem is many of us stop challenging our balance as we age, and our bodies forget how to adjust quickly. That's why a simple step off a curb or a puddle on the floor can send us sprawling. Start small. Every morning while brushing your teeth, stand on one foot for 10 seconds, then switch. Gradually increase the time. Try sitting and standing from a chair without using your hands. These are stealth workouts that build leg strength and coordination without strain. But if you're up for more, consider joining a senior-friendly exercise class, either in person or online. Tai Chi, water aerobics, or chair yoga are fantastic for balance and low impact. Plus, they're social. My neighbor Joan, 81, swears her weekly water aerobics class is the reason she hasn't fallen in years. She calls it exercise and gossip time, and that's the spirit. All right, friends, we've covered 3 hidden risks so far: tripping hazards, medication side effects, and weak muscles. But we're not done yet. There are 2 more risks I want to talk about, risks that might surprise you. Let's keep going because the solutions are easier than you think. Now, let's talk about another risk that many people overlook: your shoes. Yes, footwear. You might be thinking, my slippers are comfortable. Why mess with a good thing? But here's the truth. Comfort doesn't always equal safety. Think about it. How often do you shuffle around in socks or slippers without grips? Those smooth soles might feel soft, but they're basically ice skates on hardwood floors. I remember talking to a man named Tom, 72, who fell in his kitchen while making coffee. He'd been wearing his favorite pair of backless slippers, no heel support, no traction. He landed hard on his hip and ended up needing surgery. Afterward, he told me, I never thought my shoes could hurt me. Tom's story isn't unique. Many of us have a go-to pair of shoes we wear around the house without realizing how much they increase our fall risk. So, what's the fix? First, ditch the backless slippers and socks without grips. Instead, choose supportive shoes or slippers with non-slip soles and secure closures, like Velcro laces or elastic. Look for rubber soles which grip better than leather or plastic. If you're used to walking barefoot, try textured grippers. Those soft non-slip socks with little bumps on the bottom. They're perfect for adding stability without sacrificing comfort. And don't forget about your outdoor shoes. If you enjoy walks or gardening, invest in sturdy, flat-soled shoes with good arch support. High heels, flip-flops, and even ballet flats can throw off your balance. Here's a quick test. Hold your shoe and try to twist the sole. If it bends easily, it's not giving your foot enough support. A firm sole helps you push off the ground evenly, reducing wobbles. All right, friends, that's risk number 4, unsafe footwear. Now, let's move on to the 5th and final hidden risk, changes in vision. This one sneaks up on you. As we age, our eyesight naturally declines. You might notice colors seem duller, reading gets harder, or glare from sunlight feels more intense. These changes aren't just annoying, they're safety issues. Let me share a story about Evelyn, 76, who tripped over her own pet's food bowl one evening. She'd been squinting at it for weeks, thinking it was just dusty or in a bad spot. Turns out her vision had worsened so gradually that she hadn't noticed how blurry her sight had become. A visit to her eye doctor revealed she needed a new prescription. Once she updated her glasses, she saw the bowl clearly, and her confidence soared. The lesson here? Regular eye exams are a lifeline. Don't wait until you're struggling to read or see obstacles. Schedule annual checkups with your optometrist to catch changes early. Update your glasses or contacts as needed. And never underestimate the power of a good pair of lenses. But vision isn't just about your eyes. It's about your environment, too. For example, poor lighting at night can turn familiar spaces into minefields. If you get up to use the bathroom, make sure there's a clear path and a soft light guiding your way. Install nightlights in hallways and bathrooms, or use a motion sensor lamp by your bed. Another tip: use contrast to your advantage. As we age, our ability to distinguish similar colors fades. A white plate on a white tablecloth might just look like a blank space to someone with declining vision. To avoid missteps, add high-contrast elements in your home. For instance, paint door frames a bold color, use brightly colored tape on stair edges, or place dark mats under light-colored rugs. These small tweaks help your brain see boundaries more clearly. And here's a pro tip: check your glare levels. Harsh overhead lights can create glare that blinds you temporarily. Replace them with softer bulbs or add lampshades to diffuse the light. If you're outside, wear sunglasses with UV protection to reduce glare from pavement or water. So to recap, the 5 hidden risks we've covered are: tripping hazards like loose cords and clutter, medication side effects that affect balance, weak muscles and poor balance from lack of movement, unsafe footwear like backless slippers, vision changes and inadequate lighting. Each of these risks might seem small on its own, but together they create a perfect storm for falls. The good news? Every single one of them has a solution. Some so simple you'll wonder why you didn't think of them sooner. Now, let's take a moment to tie this all together. Imagine waking up tomorrow and walking through your home without fear. Picture yourself grabbing a glass of water at night, confident that the path is clear and well lit. Envision taking a stroll outside in shoes that support your feet and keep you steady. These aren't pipe dreams. They're achievable goals with just a few small adjustments. But here's the key: you don't have to tackle everything at once. Start with one risk and make one change this week. Next week, pick another. Progress adds up, and every step you take is a step towards living independently longer. Let me leave you with this thought: falling isn't an inevitable part of aging. It's a preventable event, one that you have the power to stop. By identifying these hidden risks and taking action, you're not just protecting yourself today. You're investing in a future where you can move freely, confidently, and joyfully. In the next part, we'll wrap up by diving deeper into how you can make these changes stick, and why small steps matter more than you think. For now, take a deep breath and pat yourself on the back for taking this important step towards staying safe. You're already on the right path. All right, friends, we've talked about 5 hidden risks that can lead to falls and how to tackle them one by one. But let's be honest, making changes can feel overwhelming, especially when life keeps moving. You might be thinking, where do I even start? I'm not sure I can do all this. If that's you, take a deep breath. I'm here to remind you that progress, not perfection, is what matters. Let me tell you about Martha, 79, who reached out after watching a similar video. She used to worry constantly about falling, especially after her husband had a bad spill in their garage. But instead of getting stuck in fear, Martha took action. She started small, cleared clutter from her hallway, swapped her flimsy slippers for grippy socks, and added a few balance exercises to her morning routine. 6 months later, she'd not only avoided a single fall, but felt stronger and more confident than she had in years. Martha's secret? She didn't try to fix everything at once. She picked one change at a time and trusted that consistency would carry her forward. That's the kind of mindset I want for you. Because here's the truth: none of these steps need to be dramatic. You don't have to overhaul your entire home or lifestyle overnight. Focus on what feels doable right now and build from there. Maybe this week you'll tackle the cords in your living room. Next week you'll call your pharmacist to review your medications. The key is to keep moving forward, even in tiny steps. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, I live alone, how do I stay motivated? Or, what if I try these things and still feel unsteady? Those doubts are normal. But here's the good news: you don't have to do this alone. Support is out there, and asking for help isn't a weakness. It's a strength. For example, if you're struggling with clutter or lighting, Reach out to a family member, neighbor, or local handyman. Many communities offer free or low-cost home safety assessments for seniors. If you're nervous about medications, schedule that appointment with your pharmacist. And if balance exercises feel intimidating, look for online classes designed for older adults. I'll link a few in the description below. No fancy equipment needed, just a chair and a few minutes a day. But let's talk about another powerful tool in your prevention toolkit. Talking about your fears. So many of us keep our worries about falling locked inside thinking, I don't want to be a burden, or I should just toughen up. But here's the thing, sharing your concerns isn't a sign of weakness. It's how you find solutions. I'll never forget talking to a man named Henry, 82, who'd stopped walking to his favorite park because he was scared of falling on the uneven sidewalks. He hadn't told anyone, not even his kids. When he finally opened up, his daughter found a walking cane with a built-in light and grip for rainy days. Now, Henry's back to his daily strolls, chatting with friends at the park bench. His confidence didn't come from ignoring his fear. It came from facing it head-on and asking for support. So if you're feeling stuck, reach out. Talk to your doctor, a friend, or even a local senior center. Chances are someone in your circle has faced the same challenge and can point you toward resources or encouragement. And if you're watching this video right now, you're already surrounded by a community of people who care, right here in the comments section. Speaking of which, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever experienced a fall or worried about one? What steps have you taken to stay safe at home? Let's build this conversation together. Maybe your story will inspire someone else to take their first step toward prevention. Now, before we wrap up, let's revisit why all of this matters. Falls aren't just about bruises or broken bones. They're about freedom. The freedom to walk through your home without fear, to visit friends without worrying about the stairs, to garden, cook, travel, or simply enjoy your morning coffee without wondering if today's the day you'll lose your balance. By addressing these 5 risks, clutter, medications, muscle weakness, unsafe shoes, and vision changes, you're not just preventing accidents. You're protecting your independence. You're investing in the life you've worked so hard to build. And you're proving to yourself that age doesn't have to slow you down. It just means learning new ways to thrive. So take a moment to celebrate how far you've come. Whether you're just starting this journey or you've already made changes, give yourself credit. You showed up today, ready to learn and grow. That's something to be proud of. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We'll be covering more topics like this, ways to stay strong, sharp, and independent as you age. And if you know someone who might benefit from these tips, share this video with them, because knowledge is power, and together, we can help each other live safer, fuller lives. Before I sign off, I want to leave you with this. You deserve to feel safe, confident, and capable at every stage of life. Falling isn't an inevitable part of aging. It's a preventable one. And by taking these steps, you're proving that you're in control of your health and your future. So go ahead, straighten that rug, call your pharmacist, or try that balance exercise. Take one small action today, then come back tomorrow and do another. Because every choice you make adds up to a stronger, steadier you. Here's to living your best life, on your feet and on your terms. See you next time.